10. Ten, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Royalty Racing Network welcomes you for the Military Appreciation Night in the top tier Trisha's Learning Center Gen 6 Series. We're at Watkins Glen Raceway for the Czech 6 Motorsports. The only easy day was yesterday, 100. The pre-race show starts right now. Welcome everyone. Hello. I am Joshua King and thank you for joining us for a very special night in the Trisha's Learning Center Gen 6 Series. Military Appreciation Night, brought to you by Czech 6 Motorsports, and we have a very special interview to get to tonight. We have J.D. Van Kirk, one of our resident race car drivers here in the Gen 6 series, along with some buddies of his from the real-life Czech 6 Motorsports race team that he is a part of and helped fund. So let's get these guys in here right now. Gonna take me a second. There's a few of them. And JD, welcome in, sir. You got a copy? JD, you with us, buddy? JD's not with us. Jake and Josh, can you hear me, sir?
JD, welcome into You Got a Copy.
Hello, I can hear myself. Can y'all hear me?
JD, you with us, buddy?
Don't hear ya.
JD, can you hear me now?
Josh, can you hear me, sir?
Hold on. Problems.
Hello, I can hear myself. Can you all hear me?
Barely.
Stand by.
Don't hear ya.
Good on my side. Not sure what's going on here.
That's so fun.
All we hear is Nathan's kiddo and wife.
Yeah, very strange.
I'll go find somewhere just a little bit quieter.
How about now, guys?
There we go.
Interesting. Very, very interesting. Once again, thank you all for joining us. JD, why don't you lead us off here? Start by telling us who you got with us this evening.
We got Nathan Locke is one of our other team captains, along with myself. We've got Josh Bingham, who's getting ready to debut another race car as a team captain here next month. We've also got Jake Story, who's one of our other main drivers of the whole team.
Right on, man. Well, shout out to all you guys. Appreciate all of you joining in this evening. It's a real special treat to have all of you with us here. Nathan, let's jump over to you now. Let's talk a little bit about how Czech 6 Motorsports came to be, kind of the vision behind it, and what brought you together with JD and where the idea came from and all that stuff.
Yeah, thanks, Josh. So actually kind of sort of funny. We all actually got our start with another organization called Heroes Motorsports. I went to a race with them, met Josh, JD, as well as one of our friends, David, who also was an original founder of our team, but has since moved to the Midwest and he's no longer with us. We all were racing there. And one day I get back from a deployment, a several-month deployment, and I get a message from JD saying, "Hey, you live in Bremerton, right?" And I say, "Yes, I do." He says, "You want to build a race car and start a new race team?" And I was like, "Absolutely." So over the course of the next couple months, we built our first car in JD's driveway. Built the roll cage from the ground up, did all modifications that we could, that we thought were going to, keep the Subaru alive that we were trying to race at the time. And
Let's just say we were wrong.
We were very wrong, unfortunately. Much like Heroes Motorsports, we have a mission. It's very similar in all actuality here. Our main goal, right? So anyone who is familiar with veterans or interacts with veteran charities or is a vet themselves understands the statistics of the 22 a day. And what that means is every day 22 American veterans commit suicide. And what our whole goal is with this team is to reduce that number. Obviously, we're not going to have a super major impact at the point that we are at currently, right? But we do have plans for expansion in the future. The idea behind our team is that by providing by providing an outlet to work out frustrations, talk with people who have similar mindsets, build a car, right, with the same goal in mind, which is that, we put all this time and energy into said car, and then we get to hopefully go out and reap the benefits of all of our hard work by being competitive on racetrack. And, I will be one of the first to say that, at least in this interview here today, that race car therapy is a 100% real thing.
Amen.
I will say that this team, the cars that we have driven, especially the car that we just got rid of, which was unfortunately my car, had saved all of us in more ways than most of us are comfortable with, saying in public.
Yeah, for sure, man. Well, I mean, great cause. Any impact that you guys have, excuse me, sorry, turn down my race chat, amateur hour over here, boys. Any impact that you guys have on the situation is a positive one and a strong one. Let's go over now to Jake's story. Jake, wanted to ask, JD and I have talked a couple times about obviously the foundation that brought this team together, and we just got some great insight there once more. But now there's a women's team, right? This is expanded now into getting women involved in racing. Can you tell us a little bit about that and kind of how that came about?
Yeah, sure. So initially, we always had like our structure behind us, and after seeing how, granted, yeah, there's the constant back and forth, the married bickering that we all do amongst each other, because we're all teammates, so we bicker like old married couples, constantly. If I haven't said that enough yet, it'll still come up more. But like, the spouses all started to see that just how much it brought us all together and the amount of joy and the satisfaction that it was bringing us. And so they decided that they brought it up to us one day. They said, hey, so we kind of want to try this out. And for the most part, we were all on board. There's been a couple of mishaps here and there. I won't go into detail too much on those just because it's extra drama that doesn't belong here. But there's been some mishaps, but for the most part, it's given them an outlet, and they've experienced it. And now, unfortunately, they've caught the same that we have, and that race cars are a lot of fun and not very cheap. But other than that, like, if we can influence more people to get out, get on track, experience what it's actually like, whether you're a veteran or not, like, that's a win in our books, because of the fact that it's introducing more people into the actual track side to go out, and it helps out the local racetracks. It helps out a lot of other people, and it also helps with a lot of mental state of minds as well. They're like mental states.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, that's really cool, man. I wanted to hear more about that. I'm sorry to cut you off. Go ahead.
Oh, you're good.
Yeah, really, really cool. Now, I'm going to jump over to you, Josh. Once again, I appreciate everyone joining. We're short on time in these things. I don't have nearly the amount of time I'd like to be able to spend with you guys. I'd love to get you back here again at some point. But, Josh, now let's talk to you. I want to hear directly from you kind of what getting involved with Czech 6 Motorsports did, not only for you, but for your peers, your friends, your coworkers, your fellow veterans and brothers in arms, and even sisters in arms. If you can give us a little insight on that.
Sure, Jess. It's been a really amazing thing. When I was a little kid, I remember cutting up cardboard boxes and making race cars and watching racers on TV and wanting to be that race car driver myself. This is the opportunity that I never thought I would have. And when we formed this team, when we got involved with Heroes Motorsports and then formed our own team, it gives you that opportunity that I never thought I would honestly have. The brotherhood, the chivalry, the camaraderie. It brings us together. It gives us a greater goal that's above and beyond ourselves or whatever stresses, whatever things are going on in our lives. And it's been one of the best things that's ever happened to me, honestly. I was going through a really rough time when we formed our team and when I got involved with Heroes initially. And I can tell you, it's saved me at least once or twice. But again, I talked to my coworkers about this all the time. I said, yeah, we're working 7 days a week. We're working on the race car all weekend long. Here's pictures. This is what we're doing. I've had coworkers come out to my races and watch me and my team. I mean, watch all of us out there on track. It's amazing. And I encourage anybody to get out there and do it. Join a league. Go and do a track day. Support your local tracks. They're up against a wall, and anything you can do to support teams, tracks, keep these things going. That'd be good.
Yeah, that's awesome, man. Like I said, I mean, the impact of you guys is so strong, as Jake pointed out, not only for the racetracks, the fans, but obviously the veterans and everyone that you guys can get involved. And I think the future is bright as well. It sounds like you guys still have a plan in mind to go even further and keep expanding, which is just so cool. There's so many programs now that are out there for veterans to get assistance, get help with this, and I mean, it's really special. And at times, as you can probably tell, it means a lot to me, and sometimes you're speechless, which not so great as a broadcaster, but we get through it. JD, we want to come over to you now. If you can pull out on track for us, if that's possible. I want you to tell us about this special paint you're running for tonight's occasion and what it means to you and what it represents.
Well, it's the number is extremely special to me. My dad raced 22 growing up. And on top of that, with the statistic of 22 a day, it's very near and dear to my heart as well, as I'm sure I can say that for most of the rest of our team as well. I just wanted to do something kind of simple-ish and clean, get our team logo all the way across the hood, get the hashtag on the quarter fenders for the rear fenders for ending veteran suicide. It's touched us all very, very closely, and unfortunately, very recently. So it's a dedication to the mission of making sure that everyone comes back the next day.
Absolutely, man, and always cool to see a really well done paint, but even more so when it has so much deep meaning all the way down to the number that's on the side and on that roof of that Chevy Camaro. And appreciate you guys all for joining us. We're running out of time here as far as interview time goes, but once again, I'd like to get with JD, if that's okay with all of you guys, and have you guys in some more, maybe individually, different weeks, and just have the ability to talk to you each a little bit more individually, if you guys are all okay with that.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I'm fine with that as well.
Right on, man. Well, from
That
me,
sounds good to me.
everyone here, Top Tier Racing, everyone at Royalty Racing Network, and I'm sure all of our viewers, we appreciate everything that you do on a day-to-day basis. We appreciate your service that you put in to the United States military and the service you continue to put in on a day-to-day basis with what the veterans deal with when they get home. So we hope you have a good rest of the night, all of you guys, and we hope you enjoy the rest of the show. Hope you stick around and watch your boy JD hopefully get a win tonight.
Appreciate it.
Thank you very much for having us.
Absolutely. Thanks for joining us. Good night, fellas.
Have a good night.
Once again, folks, that was Check 6 Motorsports. Man, that was so cool to get with them. Really inspiring story from each and one of every one of those guys. And as I mentioned, I just wish that it could have went longer, but we ran it right up to the edge, and we do have work to do here. And folks, it's time to go qualifying for this military appreciation race night. And as always, we'll get people out on track here and show you who we got running. Rob Higgs Jr., Baltimore, Maryland, in the Ford Mustang. Looks like he's getting ready to go in that U.S. Marines special paint job. That's a good one. Let's take a look. Drafty Beef is in the throwback paint tonight. Miller Genuine Draft. He didn't like the way he started. He's going to pull it back out. Davis Shipley, new guy tonight. 85 out of Fairfield, California, in the Ford Mustang. Coors 85, red and white throwback scheme there. Timothy Presley is on the field. 72 of Timothy Presley. Nice looking red, white, and blue there. Of course, stay tuned, folks. We're not done yet with the special tribute to the military and armed forces tonight. All that served, veterans and current and even future. Take a look at Jared Martin. That's Timothy Presley's teammate in the 00. Nick Baum is back with us, and this is a nice one. Hoo-wee! That neon green and white with that chrome on the side of that thing. Royalty Motorsports out of Bristol, Tennessee is Nick Baum running his first lap. No times yet to be put in. We'll keep going through the field. There's Jeremy Gill in the Tifton, Georgia Snap-on Tools Ford Mustang. Mid-tier racing owner. There's Latham Joyner out of Hopkinsville. Latham Joyner in the Chevy Camaro. Coco E Motorsports Elite Cuts. Chevy Camaro, that is. There's Marty White, the 69 U.S. Army Toyota Camry on that 69 camo ride tonight. That is sharp, Marty. Nice work. Rena, welcome in. Peter, welcome in. Shane Wielden. Let's take a look at Shane Wielden. Shane Wielden not yet on track. Let's take a look at red, white, and blue. Cucko E Motorsports, Jim Thorndike. This is his traditional paint. Couldn't be more fitting for the occasion. Nice looking paint for Thorndike, if I can speak. Let's go here, get the timing tower up. Once again, no one yet to set a time. There we go, right as we say that. Nick Raffini first to the top of the board. Quickly passed by Jacob Wilson. Now Dylan Canova, Latham Joyner up there. Raffini in a blink of an eye went to fourth quick. Canova first quick, 1 minute, 12 seconds, 38 tenths. Get it together, Joshua. Add in these different layers in the evening, you know. Christian Proctor to the top of the board. Last week's winner in that Hooters throwback Ford Mustang number 13. Congrats once again to Christian Proctor. Ran a fantastic race last week. Let's take another look at that sharp-looking 22, J.D. Vankirk. He is fifth quick after lap 1. Ooh, gets a little loose there. Keep her together, J.D. Now, J.D., folks, he races oval with us more often than not, but fun fact, I think he's primarily a road racer with them Czech 6 Motorsports boys. Take a look at the 19 of Kelly Akron, also running Armed Forces paint. This is nice, all of mid-tier racing, bringing out the military paints. Proctor's saying to refresh your paints. Well, they're right for most people, Marty. We'll do it once. I know Trading Paint's having some issues over the last couple nights, and you can let him know that if you didn't race last night. That was a big problem last night. So it might not be updated for everybody. We'll see. Brock Morris working on it, still updating for Mr. Morris in the 05 is what I show here. I know he's not running a test car. Back in the day, NASCAR, they used to run There it is. I wanted to look at this one. Whoo, that's a good looking one. The Rock Deck, or Race Deck, I'm sorry, Race Deck Chevy Camaro, red, white, and blue with the chrome 05 there. I'm not shooting you, Marty. Just letting you know you can let him know. I don't have access to that right at the time being. Top of the board stayed the same through lap 2. J.D. Vankirk still out there for his second lap, looking to get faster. Marty, since you're still in here, you can also let everyone know that to remind them once the warm-up session starts to join the broadcast for a special feature and happenings for this special military appreciation night. J.D. Vankirk did not improve. He's 6th quick. Not a bad spot to start for J.D. Save them tires and be consistent. Kenny Kucko finally taking to the speedway. Still 7 guys out there yet to set a time. Still nothing yet from Jake Raven, Zach White, Shane Wielden. Drafty Beef, I think, might have decided, you know what, I'm not going to qualify. Nice looking ride from Kenny Kucko here in the 11 Chevy Camaro. First time we've seen Kucko run a different paint this season, I do believe. He runs so many races and broadcasts so many races, I should say, and everything starts mixing together. Kucko out there, only one other guy out on the speedway, and that's Brock Morris, who nearly went into the wall here. We'll see if this one counts. We saw him kind of go through the infield. He might be banking on lap number 2. Looks like he is. Keep her nice and straight. Brock, put a time in for that 05. Shane Wielden is in the chat. He's not in the qualifying. He says, you know what, I'll just pass them all on the racetrack. I'm in Shane's head, of course. I don't actually. Got to think positive, you know, for the 83 of Shane Wielden. Brock Morris way to the outside there off that corner. That's perfectly legal here at Watkins Glen Speedway. Kenny Kucko, first lap, 11th quick. Fitting for the number 11 of Kucko. Ran a 1:14.65. 1:14.65. Puts him nearly 2 laps off the pace. That's where he'll call it. I know he's probably not too happy with that one. Brock Morris. No time, it looks like, for the 05 of Brock Morris. Didn't happen to see where he got out of sorts. Let's go briefly now to our aerial view of Watkins Glen Speedway, and we'll show you the track info for tonight's race, folks. It's 74 degrees weather, 45% humidity, cloudy, low winds, and just under 2.5 miles for the track length. This one's going to be 100 laps, I believe, is what that yesterday 100 stands for. The only easy day was yesterday. Brought to you by Check 6 Motorsports. 114 degree track temp. Now that is going to make it very loose out here, ladies and gentlemen. And you can see we're at a road course. We'll try to keep you updated with all the racing and happenings and try to find the best camera shot for you this evening. Still under qualifying. They're doing their drivers meeting, I have to believe, or giving anyone last minute opportunity to try to get out and run a lap, although running out of time, don't think anyone would even complete a lap at this point. So that's going to put Christian Proctor in that 13 on pole, and he'll start up front for the second week in a row, see if he can't go back to back. Only time will tell. We got a long way to go here. Amber in the chat, welcome in, says go Jarrett. American Truckster says let's go JMR. That's another Jarrett Martin racing fan. Always turn out. These Jarrett Martin racing People always turn out in the broadcast. Appreciate y'all being here. We're going to finish up qualifying here, and I would ask for your picks, but based off the comments, I'd have to believe I'd already know them. You see that checkered flag wave over your timing tower? That means we're now under warm-up period. And folks, once again, I mentioned that it is Military Appreciation Night, and we heard some great stories and some great insight into J.D. Van Kirk's real race team, the Czech 6 Motorsports race team. And now, for many brave servicemen and women, returning home is the end of one battle and just the beginning of another, dealing with the trauma and experiences they went through while serving this nation. Programs like Czech 6 Motorsports, Wounded Warrior Project, the Veterans Crisis Line, and many, many more all exist for this cause, but we can't stop because the work is never done. It's continuous. Some soldiers never return home, never being found even, simply being labeled as missing in action for months or even years or even decades. And some give the ultimate sacrifice. They give their life serving for their country, the one they love, the one we love, serving for the United States, leaving behind families, friends, and possibly never getting to experience what you and I may take for granted on a day-to-day basis. Tonight, we honor all of them. We race for all of them. I'd like you all to bow your head with me and pray for the men and women of our military that return home, and share a moment of silence with me for those that never do and those that give their lives. Thank you. At this time, I'd like to offer all of our drivers tonight and all of you watching from home the opportunity to stand and kindly remove your caps for our national anthem. Potentially. Had everything worked out here. It was going well. We're going to get there, folks. We still got some time. All right. Hopefully everyone had an opportunity to join in the broadcast and stand, remove their caps. And now we're going to enjoy this rendition of our national anthem. No, it didn't work. Come on, it was just working, guys. This is crazy, man. What the heck happened? I had it all planned out, running beautifully. Oh, my goodness. Stand by. Man, oh man. Man, oh man. This isn't good. Go here. Such a letdown on my part. I completely apologize. Okay. Now, maybe we'll get it. Well, besides the beautiful music, that went about as awful as it could, and I am completely sorry I did not do that justice. I had it all planned out, and then it just so happened that everything closed out on me, which is just part of this, and I want to deeply apologize to everybody. That's not fair, that's not cool, and that's not the way I wanted it to go. But we move on here, and we'll get to your starting grid here momentarily. Christian Proctor will be on the starting grid. There's your timing tower off to the left. Man, I am got to regain my composure here. I am really, really disappointed with how that just went. Especially since I put in so much effort and work last night to make it right and do it the right way. Just failed. But we're getting ready to go racing here as soon as we have the grid available. Apparently we're not going to have one. It has stayed red on my screen, so Christian Proctor will lead us to green here for lap 1 at Watkins Glen Speedway. Latham Joyner hanging tough on that outside. Jacob Wilson way to the outside along with many of his competitors. Proctor holds on. Dylan Canova pressuring that number 3 car. Oh, as he gets loose, has to get out of the gas a bit. He'll lose ground there. Jacob Wilson is in 5th. Nick Raffini runs 6th. Davis Shively runs 6th currently. I apologize. Jeremy Gill runs 7th. J.D. Van Kirk is in 8th. Rob Higgs Jr. runs 9th in that 14 car. And Nick Baum rounds out your top 10, currently running 10th. Back through the rest of the field for right now. Kenny Kucko is in 11th. Brock Morris, early moves, already up 6. He's up 12th. Didn't have the qualifying you would have wanted, but he's on the move early. Jarrett Martin in the 00 runs 13th. Jorge Ledesma Jr. in the 44 sits 14th. Timothy Presley right behind him is 15th. Jim Thorndike there in the red, white, and blue 59 is 16th. Drafty Beef in the two car runs 17th. Kelly Akron is 18th. Marty White in the 69 is 19th. Oh, there's F-Bomb. Nick Baum is off the track. F-Bomb, that's what we call him. My apologies. Jake Raven is up to 19th now. Shane Wheeldon. There's Shane Wheeldon in that Navy 83 car. Man, I love that one. Robbie Miner in the 53 is up to 21st. Zach White is 22nd. That's a good-looking car for Zach White. Red, white, and blue, Mobile 1. Oh, the 19 of Akron is around. Both Nick Baum and Zach White get around Akron. Nick Baum, he'll be looking to make moves. He's down 13 from where he started. Biggest mover, this guy, Brock Morris, in that good-looking 05. Going to try to keep up with it, folks. A lot of off tracks at the road courses. But, you know, we'll keep her together. What's up, Shane? Sorry I butchered the effort to play the national anthem after what I thought was such a great tribute to the United States Armed Forces and a great interview in the pre-race show. I screwed it all up with the national anthem not working. Somehow that it got closed, but we are where we are. Brock Morris now looks to the inside of Kenny Kucko. He's up 10 spots now. already up to 8th. Nick Baum and Kelly Akron already down pit road very early. Christian Proctor continues to lead, but Latham Joyner still pressuring. Pretty spread out already here as Brock Morris now pulls to the tail of J.D. Van Kirk. He's looking for the 7 spot here already. And we're 4 laps in. I misspoke on the laps. I said 100. It's 100 miles, 41 laps. This isn't my first time doing this, although you may be fooled if this is your first time joining us on the broadcast. Peter says Shane Wielden served in the Navy. Yes, sir. Appreciate Shane's service. Both Shanes, actually. Mediocre Sim Racer here, also a Royalty Motorsports member, served in the Army. And Shane Wielden served in the Navy. Pretty darn cool. We got a couple veterans on our team. I believe Shane's pops, Don King, also served. May be mistaken. Let's find some racing if we can. This is the best race on the speedway. Jeremy Gill gonna go ahead and just let Brock Morris go. We knew he could be fast, but not putting in a practice time really set him back. But he's already up to 6th, up 12 spots. Dylan Canova, it says, crashed. Where's Canova? Holy moly, where did he go? Canova in the 70s all the way back to 17th. Nick Baum and Kelly Akron still down pit road. Didn't see any damage to either one of them. Wonder if they just decided to call it a night so fast, which, can't blame them. Road courses would do that to me too. But anyway, let's see, where's some racing going on? Brock Morris up to 5th. He just got around the 85 at Davis Shively. And I mean, 23 cars originally on the grid tonight, but looks like the best spot for some racing will be right here with the 05 at any given time. Proctor still fighting off the 3 of Latham Joyner. It's about a 6/10 of a second lead. That was a lot closer last time we checked in with these guys. Kenny Cucko just had an incident. Looks like he's okay. Zach White spun her out. No damage on the Ford Mustang 77 Mobil 1 machine there of Zach White. He'll get it going in the right direction and get back underway. See what kind of gap Morris is looking at to Nick Raffini here in the 03, and when he catches Raffini, he'll probably catch Wilson. Brock Morris might have to keep an eye on the old 2-for-1 here. Welcome in, everyone. Feel free to chat. I'll respond as soon as I possibly can. And once again, apologies for the butcher job I put on the national anthem just a bit ago. Jim Thorndike is catching the 2-car of Drafty Beef. Seen them battle a lot early this season. Beef is up 6 spots from where he started. Jim Thorndike up 1. I think that was the opposite of what I said. I think Drafty Beef had just passed Jim Thorndike and hadn't expanded the gap just yet. Nick Baum off pit road. Maybe he did have damage we didn't see, but he's back out there now. He's 4 laps down. Akron might have called it an evening. Have to believe. Yes. Some of the guys that haven't moved at all Well, right now, Drafty Beef looking for another move, and he gets past Jarrett Martin in the 00. And Jim Thorndike follows him through. That's for the 12th spot for Beef and the 13th place for Jim Thorndike. Drafty Beef up 7 now. Timothy Presley in the 72 having himself a nice run this evening already. He's up 6. Brock Morris just passed Nick Ruffini. Boy, this kid is moving in a hurry, isn't he? Up 14 spots. He's already 4th place, and we're 8 laps in. Check on the lead. Well, Latham Joyner has begun to reel in Christian Proctor just a bit. That lead now down just to 2/10, but you can see they're nearly side by side. Oh no! Proctor caught the fence. Caught the wall, rather. We'll kind of keep an eye on Christian Proctor. That gives the lead to the 3 of Latham Joyner now. Check on Proctor to see if he has any significant damage. He didn't elect to go down pit road that time, so that could be good news. Jacob Wilson is being stalked now by the 05 of Brock Morris, and Morris decides, you know what, I'll wait for a better opportunity than to take it right there. Brock Morris, the way he's moving, he's going to get all the TV time. Let's take a look here. Kenny Coco looks to the inside of Timothy Presley in that 72. Coco now up to, well, when he completes the move, there we go. He's now up to 10th. Oh, Presley, hold on to it, buddy. Oh, no, contact into the wall there. He almost saved her. Timothy Presley now lost 12th to Drafty B, 13th to Jake Raven. Let's take a look at Raven. Haven't seen him tonight. There he is. Liquid Death, Cucco E-Motorsports Chevy Camaro for the 37 of Jake Raven. Up 7. So him and Drafty Beef here cooking. Both of them moving a lot, but being outshined here by Brock Morris in the 05, who's up 15. Got around Jacob Wilson, making it look easy out there now. Now he'll set his sights on Christian Proctor. That's nearly a 6-second gap, so we got a couple laps before Morris catches anyone else. Let's check here. Is J.D. Van Kirk is closing on the 4 of Jeremy Gill. This battle will be for the 7 spot, and Zach White just got lapped there. Jarrett Martin on pit road. Dylan Canova on pit road. Shane Wielden in that Navy 83. Oh, he locked him up. I think it went straight into the 72 of Presley. Or Presley locked him up. I'm not quite sure, but either way, both keep moving, and Wielden got around Marty White. At the same time, Shane Wielden is up 6. Robbie Miner's up 4. Zach White is up 4. A lot of big movers here. I told my guys coming into the race, you stay consistent and keep her on the speedway. It's going to bode well for a strong finish. And J.D. Van Kirk did just get around Jeremy Gill for that 7 spot. Now he'll set his sights. Oh, the 85! Davis Shipley spun her into pit road and gonna struggle getting that 85 back going. Tough break for him. He was up to 9th or possibly even higher than that, 7th, I believe. J.D. Van Kirk now takes over 6th place. He's right back where he started. Daniel King in the chat. Brock Morris, 5 seconds to him, or to Proctor. J.D. Van Kirk comfortably now in 6th. And got 4 seconds to Nick Ruffini here in the 03. Oh, close up of the 03 there. looked right in his window. Raffini a little bit loose there. You can see J.D. Van Kirk lurking in the background there. Go back to Drafty B. Very spread out now. 2 seconds between Beef and Thorndike for that 10 spot. So Thorndike did pass Drafty at some point. But this midfield, 8 through 15, everyone 8 through 15, folks, is up at least one spot on the evening. Jorge Ledesma Jr. sitting in 13th right now. Not being pressured by the 0-0 of Jarrett Martin. He is a lap down. At least 23 on the field tonight. Latham Joyner continues to lead. He's now widened that gap to Wilson. Oh, what happened here? Hold on. Brock Morris got around Proctor. So Proctor apparently some more issues. Didn't register on my side. And Nick Raffini still 4-second lead on Van Kirk. Saw him off track. Interesting. Davis Shipley, you saw that unfortunate event. Still down pit road. Brock Morris, we'll keep an eye on that. It's 2 seconds to Latham Joyner now. Rob Higgs Jr. in pit road along with Nick Baum again. I wonder if they had an incident, I should say. Dylan Canova got very loose. There's Rob Higgs Jr. there. Drafty Beef now in. This could be scheduled stop. Not quite sure. We'll watch, see how quick Beef's stop is. Presley and Wheeldon fairly close on the speedway. You can see Wheeldon in the Navy 83 behind him. Keep an eye on that battle. Also, Presley chasing down Jorge Ledesma Jr. possibly. This, folks, is your closest race on the speedway by a long shot till this guy chases down Latham Joyner, which appears to be close. What's going on with Drafty Beef? He's still down pit road. He was having an amazing night. Not sure what happened. I didn't see anything register. Unfortunate events continue for the two of Drafty Beef this season. Biggest mover, of course, this guy up 16 spots, and if he stays there or gets even one more, I don't think anyone will come close to that. Besides him, we got the 37 of Jake Raven. He's up 10 into spot 10. And to follow those two is the 83 of Shane Wheeldon. He's up 8 right now. Robbie Minor and Zach White are, Robbie Minor is up 7. Zach White just went to now down 6. Or up 6, I should say, down 6. Jarrett Martin, his night didn't start out the way he wanted. I'm sure, Amber, he's sitting back in 20th. Drafty Beef now. What's going on? Getting tires? I don't know. System issues, maybe? I've seen the car get lifted up a couple times. I'm not quite sure. Well, anyway, Latham Joyner only about a half-second lead now to Brock Morris. In front of Brock Morris, several guys in pit road. Kenny Cooko, Zach White. Jarrett Martin is back in. Keep it, maybe check in on this battle. Marty White chasing down Shane Wheeldon just a little bit. Wheeldon working on Jorge Ledesma Jr. Still a little bit of a gap there. Now less than half a second as Brock Morris pulls even closer to the 3 of Latham Joyner. Keep it right here on this battle for the lead. 16 laps in. No stages, folks. Robbie Minor just went a lap down. That's that white car you just saw the 2 leaders pass. Joyner must have put the pedal to the metal just a little bit harder. Now as he's managed to maintain that 0.3 of a second lead the last lap and a half or so. Oh, he gets a little bit loose there. Goes into the grass. That's going to allow Morris to close just a bit, but Joyner did keep up good speed, it would appear. Morris right to the back bumper now as he's closed it to 0.2. Pressuring the 3 of Latham Joyner. This is the best race on the speedway. Morris way out to the outside. He keeps it off the wall. Reel it back in, but that allows Joyner to spread it out a little bit more. He's fighting for everything he has here. Around the final corner, Morris pressures him again. 24 to go now. This race is ticking down. Drafty says downshifted when I should have upshifted. Done that before, sir? Really sorry to hear that. You were having a heck of a night, man. Naturally, I was excited about it. It's the way the seasons went so far. But appreciate you tuning into the broadcast. Don't go back and watch the beginning, at least the attempt of the American National Anthem portion, because I blew it. Marty White now just went a lap down. We're watching a phenomenal battle here for the lead with the 05 of Brock Morris and the 3 of Latham Joyner. Jacob Wilson 10 seconds behind these guys. Brock Morris just can't seem to get her done. Oh, and he's coming down pit road. Ooh, and Latham Joyner may be relieved or may be nervous about what happens when Morris gets back out here on fresh tires. I don't know. We'll have to see when Joyner decides to bring it in. Now, Jacob Wilson following suit. He's on pit road. Nick Ruffini is also coming down. Wilson, ooh, close up there. Morris now on his way out. Wilson had a really high pit box. There's Morris going past him. Christian Proctor will get around those guys. He'll move into the 2 spot. Jeremy Gill having a nice run. He's up to 3rd for now. J.D. Van Kirk, however, pressuring the 4 of Gill, who blinks briefly. And again. We're going to watch these 2 guys, see if maybe they decide to bring her down pit road. As Brock Morris, you saw him just behind these 2 guys on your screen. And man, Jeremy Gill having all sorts of problems with the blinking. That cannot be good. J.D. Vankirk probably nervous as all get out. If he's going to run in to Jeremy. Battle on the speedway, folks. Shane Wilden in the 83 is tracked down the 44 of Jorge Ledesma Jr. temporarily at least. All of a sudden, Jorge Ledesma Jr. like he was shot out of a cannon. So disregard for now. Brock Morris already got around J.D. Vankirk and Jeremy Gill. J.D. Vankirk got around Jeremy Gill as well for the 4th spot. But Gill battles back and he'll have the inside on this corner. Not giving it up easy is Gill. Oh, he's in the grass just a little bit. Holds it together. Vankirk fighting back now. Vankirk going to peek just to the inside. Maybe not. Set himself up better in a different corner. Oh, they both missed that sequence of corners, and Gill actually came out a little bit better off, it would appear. Brock Morris back up to 3rd. Christian Proctor not yet to pit. Latham Joyner not yet to pit. Morris a 34-second gap to Joyner. About a 17-second gap, or 15-second gap to Proctor. Not quite sure if they have to pit. Now Jeremy Gill and J.D. Vankirk, this is what we were waiting to see. Now they're both down pit road. Jacob Wilson came in a bit ago on lap 18, so he'll get past these guys as he moves down the front stretch and move back into the 4th spot. Mid-group, Jim Thorndike yet to pit. Oh, he's pitting right now. Okay, right on cue. Jake Raven now, yet to pit. Timothy Presley, Jorge Ledesma Jr., Shane Wielden, Marty White, Robbie Minor. All these guys yet to find pit lane. Folks, we're going to take this opportunity to go hear a couple words from our sponsors. Stay with us. We'll bring you the finish here on Royalty Racing Network. Welcome back, folks. As you saw in our picture-to-picture commercial break, Shane Wielden in that 83 finally managed to get around that 44 of Jorge Ledesma Jr., but Ledesma Jr. still hanging tough. Good battle there. I think they had a lap car to come around as well. The only problem for these two, as well as J.D. Vankirk and, well, this guy, the 37, Jake Raven, bringing it down pit road now, is exactly that. They're up a ton of positions. They're having a great race. But when do they pit, and how much ground do they lose when they pit? Not quite sure. We'll have to see here, but they're both having a heck of a run now. Latham Joyner continues to lead with some leeway over Brock Morris. One problem here as well, he did not pit yet either. And if you have to pit for fuel, I have to believe that's not going to bode well for him, because every single lap that ticks by, every single corner, Morris chases him down with those newer tires and faster speeds. But we'll have to see how it plays out. As it stands now, only 4 cars on the lead lap. Latham Joyner, Brock Morris, Jacob Wilson, and Christian Proctor. Jeremy Gill sits in your 5 spot, and he's a lap down. And he's sitting in a pretty darn good position, as he's got a 12-second lead over the next 3 guys that have not pitted yet. Let's watch this battle. This is a 3-car battle for 6th through 8th, folks. J.D. Van Kirk to the inside. He'll set himself up well into the next corner, and Van Kirk pulls off the old 2-for-1, snuck up on him perhaps. He'll take over 6th. Shane Wheeldon down pit road right now. Jorge Ledesma Jr. and J.D. Van Kirk. Well, it looks like, I thought Van Kirk pitted. I don't know. I'm getting all sorts of screwy information on my side. It's showing J.D. Van Kirk down pit road, but no pit time, official like pit stop time. So who the heck knows what happened there? Morris has cut the gap to Joyner to 25.5, basically. Oh no, J.D. Van Kirk, we just saw it. The old broadcaster's curse hard into the wall. Oh man, Heartbreak Hotel. Check-in time possibly for J.D. Van Kirk. Although he looks like he's going. Let's take an in-car cam with J.D. Well, still steering straight. Not coming down pit road. That's a good sign. Jorge Ledesma Jr. just came in, and he'll take back over that 6th spot. Latham Joyner now is in the pits. We don't need to see him literally from the cockpit cam. He's already out. Wilson, though, or Morris, rather, your new leader. He cut the gap enough, but will Joyner make it interesting in the last 16? Everyone except J.D. Van Kirk showing pit times, but I swear, excuse me, I swear I saw him pit. I don't know. But Van Kirk nonetheless in 5th spot, probably with damage. Jeremy Gill having himself a heck of a run. Finished second last night. Yeah, Josh claims another victim. Sorry, I missed your last comment, Drafty. Not enough to stay out the whole race. Jeremy Gill finished second last night in the Hold Your Brakes Academy race. Running top 5 tonight. We'll see if he can keep it. Christian Proctor's got a nice lead on Gill. Wilson has an okay lead on Proctor with lap cars in between the two. Joyner came out of the pits sitting second. And your leader, Brock Morris, up 17 spots from the start of this race and leading with 15 to go. And 5 cars now on the lead lap. Trying to look for some racing. Here's some. Imagine that. It's going to be the 83 and the 44 of Wheeldon and Ledesma. And I promise, folks, it looks like a large gap. But in comparison to everyone else, this is the closest race. This is for the 11th spot, and it's a second and a half from Ledesma Jr. to Shane Wheeldon. Zach White just pitted. Kenny Kucko might have had more issues. Oh, he does. Look at the damage on that 11 car. Woo. Good thing Latham Joyner, his teammate, is running another good one. Keeping Kucko E-Motorsports afloat in every race. And anything anyone else does on the team just boosts it. And they have a heck of a team over there at Kucko E-Motorsports. They're crushing, which not uncommon. 12-second lead to Morris from Joyner. You can see it kind of bounces back and forth, folks. It's not like an oval where you can consistently, oh, Joyner got to go around the outside. Way to make it work. Where you can consistently say, oh, he's closing, oh, he's gaining. Because drivers are all at different points in the track, it's hard to really tell what's exactly going on as far as gaining or losing position. Rob Higgs Jr. on pit road again. He may have damage. Kenny Kucko, man, still down pit road. Nick Baum, shout out to him, man. Had that early incident. He was in 10th place. Pulled her in for repairs and brought her back out there, and he's up to 19th now. He's not going to be happy, I promise. He's down 10 from where he started, but you never give up. If the car is drivable and you can get back out on the speedway, you get back out on the speedway and get everything you can. Davis Shipley, another rough night, or a rough night for him. Another one of drivers with a rough night, I shall say. He's down 9 from where he started. We saw his incident live as well. Drafty, you were still racing at that point, I believe, but yeah, I've claimed a couple of victims tonight, geez, with the old broadcaster's curse, unfortunately. Jeremy Gill back on the lead lap. He's sitting really pretty here, folks. J.D. Van Kirk is a lap down. So Gill the 72 of Presley in the wall. Gill's blinking, folks, so we can't really follow him. It's too hard, but barring anything crazy by him, he'll have it locked up there to at least have himself a really nice top 5. Yeah, Drafty, car should be repaired just as race is over. That's about how it goes. Been there too. We've all been there, I think, once or twice. This is a good battle on the speedway. Jake Raven in that 37 is pressuring J.D. Van Kirk. This is for the 6th spot, so this is meaningful. I know on your timing tower it shows lap down for all these guys, but that's my job, to find you the good racing on the racetrack, and this is a good one right here. J.D. Van Kirk started 6th, running 6th. Oh! I think he got that car corrected just well enough to keep it out of damage where he had to pull her in, I believe. We'll see. Yeah, he kept going. But Jake Raven going to take over the 6th spot. He's your second biggest mover. He's up 14. Is Jake Raven. What a show he's putting on tonight. Good run for Raven. Didn't put in a qualifying time, I don't believe. But having himself a good run. Jim Thorndike in that 59 red, white, and blue ride also having himself a good night. He's up 7. Your third biggest mover, though, is this guy, the 83 of Shane Wheeldon. He's got this Navy Toyota Camry sitting about 3 seconds out of the top 10, and I know he'd love to chase down Canova. Canova having himself a good rebound race. Started out pretty darn rough and found himself back there in the low teens to even potentially 20th at one point. He's down 7 on the evening, but I promise, folks, get this thing into the top 10 is encouraging, and he'll be all right with it, I believe. He should be anyways. J.D. Van Kirk now, unfortunately, down pit road. That has to be because of the damage. We'll see how long he's down there. That's going to shake up the top 10. Jim Thorndike takes over 7th. Nick Raffini moves into 8th now. We'll see if Canova gets past Van Kirk, and he will as he's on the straightaway. Van Kirk's still down pit road. He moves into 9th. Shane Wielden, I just spoke about it. He moves into 10th now. So your 3 biggest movers on the evening. This guy in the 05, Brock Morris, who Joyner has managed to cut the gap by 4 seconds or so. But we're running out of time, running out of laps. Going to be 8 to go this time around when the 05 crosses the stripe. So your 3 biggest movers are that guy, the 05, this guy, the 37 of Jake Raven of 14, and this guy here, the 83 of Shane Wielden. Behind him is Robbie Miner in the 53. He's up 10. So 4 guys on the night up double digits. Robbie Miner, another one of them guys that decided not to qualify. Oh, and Latham, Dylan Canova is down pit road. I wonder if this is maybe a deal where they pit too early. We'll see how long Canova's down there. That's going to allow Shane Wielden to take over 9th. Where's Jorge Ledesma Jr.? He does get by Canova for 10th now. Dylan Canova, problems here. He's running an extended pit stop, so this just isn't tires and fuel. Robbie Miner gets by Canova while he's on pit road. He's still down there. Marty White on pit road. Missed what happened to Marty. Man, that makes Wielden up 12, Miner up 11. Raven's still up 14, and Morris nowhere else to go. Otherwise, he would pass more guys, I'm sure. He crosses the stripe right now, and there's 7 laps to go. Seven to go. This race is cruising, folks. Road courses, they always cruise by. There's no full course cautions. Kenny Cucko. Oh, I'm sorry. I thought that just happened. He's been down there 23 minutes now. He's not having himself good. I thought he was back in. I thought he came back down pit road. My apologies. We're back to 4 cars on the lead lap, and folks, the 05 of Brock Morris has now expanded that lead, made it even more comfortable on Latham Joyner, who's now more than 9 seconds back as the laps continue to tick off here. We'll have 6 to go this time when Morris comes around, trying to find you some good racing. There just isn't any right now. Marty White and Dylan Canova both off pit road. Once again, that finds Canova back in 13th. Marty White in 15th. But they're both back on the speedway. Gonna close it out here. Wonder if the old broadcaster's curse got Canova. Well, and maybe Marty White heavy damage on the right side of that U.S. Army Toyota Camry. Pulling her back in. Tough go for Marty White this evening, much like many others. Canova just saw he went off track again. Didn't want to go to a replay. Oh, my goodness. Well, we'll see what happened to him. See if he's going to be all right from this one. Oh, loosey-goosey into the corner. I think he manages to save it. He just triggered the old off track. And yeah, he did save it. All right, well, back live we go. That's our first replay tonight, because up until right now, we've had really nice racing to follow at some point with every driver. Ah, Marty says speeding in the pits. Tough break, Marty. Kelly, I know, man. Got that hex on me tonight. Not to mention the conclusion of the pre-race show. I should have known based off how that went. But I'll spend the rest of my evening and the week ahead getting right with the racing gods. I think might have ran out last night after that victory. As now we're 5 to go here, and Brock Morris continues to lead. Shane Wheeldon in his rearview mirror is not for position. Although Wheeldon having himself a heck of a night. He's up 12 to 9th. And a good gap between him and Jorge Ledesma Jr., who's got into the top 10 now. Robbie Minor, let's take a good look at him in this new ride for this race tonight. He's up 11, sitting 11th. And man, Robbie, I want to shout him out because he is a teammate of mine, and this isn't a bias thing, but I have the opportunity to see a lot more of the work and effort that he's putting in on a week-to-week basis than I do a lot of these other drivers. And man, was Robbie going hard here at Watkins Glen all week, and seeing the progression of his lap times throughout the week was really fun to see. He was another one of those guys that I said, you know what? Don't worry about what you think you might struggle with. You go out there and you put down consistent laps and keep her in the right direction and keep her out of the wall, and you'll have a really nice finish. And he's done that so far tonight. We're going to get the camera off of him right now, though, because I don't even want to chance it. This is our closest battle on the speedway, folks, and it is for position. Both these guys are on the lead lap. This is Jacob Wilson in the 51 and Christian Proctor chasing him down right behind him in that Hooters 13. This is for the 3 spot. This could mean the last guy that gets the interview with me or not. Which they're probably not even thinking about, to be honest. But Christian Proctor chasing him down. We're 3 to go. It's a 6-second lead, just under a 6-second lead from Morris on Joyner. 3 to go. It could get interesting. We're going to have to see. We're going to keep it right here, though, and see if Proctor makes a move on the 51. They both get through that section just fine. Wilson a little bit better, perhaps. Better line into that corner, but Proctor right on his tail. They both go wide and get it back off the grass before hitting the grass. Don't hit any walls now. Nick Raffini is in a pretty nice spot right now, being the last car 1 lap down, and then it goes to Shane Wheeldon, who's 2 laps down just moments ago. And Proctor looks to the inside, not going to have enough as Wilson shuts the door for now. He had a really nice run there. Proctor had to shut her down. Gives Wilson a little bit more leeway. About 4/10 or so. Battle not over yet though. 2 to go. And Morris has expanded that lead once again nearly to 7 seconds. Further solidifying what I'd have to believe is the end of it for Latham Joyner's hopes of getting the win here tonight. Oh, hold on to it, Proctor. You don't want to ruin your race on coming to 1 to go. He would lose 4 spots if that was to happen. All the way back to 8th, I would believe, if he had to tow or pit or what have you. Wilson continues to hold on. We're on our final lap. Check in with our leader in the 05. Go back to this battle to see if Proctor has one more shot at it. I don't think he's going to. He gave it absolutely everything he had. Back up front to Brock Morris, who's looking to make the final corner and onto the front stretch. Brock Morris in the 05. He started 18th. He's going to win at Watkins Glen Speedway. What a race. Absolute domination by Brock Morris. There was never any question if he had the speed. It all came down to pit strategy. Joyner stayed out a lot later than Morris did. And he closed the gap, but it wasn't nearly enough. Wilson comes home in 3rd. Proctor 4th. Jeremy Gill will bring it home with a very nice top 5. Shane Wheeldon, Jake Raven, I should say, will bring home 6th. Jim Thorndike will cross the line right now in 7th. Still going to be a little while, folks, while all these guys come across the grid. So we'll just give it to you now. It's also spread out. Nick Raffini's already off, but he finished 8th. Shane Wheeldon brought home 9th, up 12 on the night. Jorge Ledesma Jr. finished in 10th. Dylan Canova finished in 11th. Really nice comeback twice from Canova. Robbie Minor finished 12th, up 10 on the night. J.D. Van Kirk finished 13th. Timothy Presley brought home 14th. Marty White brought home 15th. Davis Shively finished in 16th. Nick Baum stayed out there all night after early issues, brought home 17th. So way to go, Nick, for fighting through it. Zach White in the 77 finished up 5 on the night. He finished 18th. So good fighting for him as well. Rob Higgs Jr. finished in 19th, and Kenny Cucko rounds out your top 20. Drafty Beef brought home 21st after the old money shift job. Unfortunate for him. He was having a strong run as well. Jarrett Martin in the 00 didn't go his way tonight. He brings home 22nd. And Kelly Akron will finish on the caboose of the field in 23rd. Let's take a look at your race results. Just went through them, but there they are right now on your screen. And let's get with our third place finisher here. Jacob Wilson in the 51. Congrats on third place, buddy. Hell of a drive.
Yeah, that was a battle there at the end. I didn't expect my first podium of the season to come on a road course, but we had pretty good speed tonight. We were definitely a top 5 car. I don't think if Christian, I think he spun out there in that first run, and then Dylan was having some issues with his throttle pedal. So that kind of gifted us a little bit, but it was definitely a good race there with Christian there towards the end. So hopefully that was kind of exciting to watch. Hopefully you guys got to watch that some.
100%. We watched every second of it, man. It was by far the closest race on the speedway, and we jumped right in on time and saw Christian giving it everything he absolutely had. Even looked like he about wrecked the car a couple times there. But he kept it together, and you were able to hold him off. So congrats on your first podium tonight of the season. Tonight, I should say, at the road course. Yeah, tell us kind of how you felt whole race after seeing a lot of guys have a lot of issues probably with the track temps. It made it even more loose, and of course a stock car to road course is tricky anyway. But tell us from your perspective kind of what you were feeling and what you were thinking along the way.
It was definitely kind of slimy there, especially late in the run. Like my tires were I don't know how later Christian pitted than I did, but my tires were definitely a lot older than his at the end. But it was definitely a little harder on the older tires. So definitely you had to be a little more careful on the corner exit. Kind of my strategy all night was just to take care of those rear tires. It was real easy to light them up if you weren't careful, and I think we did that okay. Like we stayed relatively fast, compared to the rest of the field. Brock and Latham were kind of another zip code, but which he had a great run from starting at like 18th, so congrats to him. Brock is a great road racer. But it was a good race overall. I'll take it. It's been a little tough for me in this car. I haven't adapted to it quite as well as some of the other cars. With the high downforce package on the 1.5 miles, it's a little bit different animal than what I'm used to. But hopefully this is a trend in the right direction, and we can hopefully get a win this season. We went winless last season, had a couple second places, but we'll see how it goes from here on.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Keep on fighting. And, I mean, this is definitely, like you said, a step in the right direction. So keep her going next week. Before we let you go, though, anyone you'd like to thank or shout out tonight?
Yes, sir. Circle W Farms, Victory Fuel, the No Names, Floors by Dennis, everyone at Revved Up. We got a great group of guys over there. We're on the up. We've had a great season, not only in top tier, but some of the other leagues we've been running in. So, everything's been going pretty good. So I thank all those guys for making that possible. Thanks to all the sponsors of the league and you guys for putting on the broadcast. But it was a lot of fun tonight.
Right on, man. Looked like a lot of fun, a lot of good racing there till things got spread out in the end, but for the most part anyway. Go enjoy this podium. Well-deserved. And, Jacob, we'll see you back out here next week, sir.
Thank you.
Once again, folks, that was your third place finisher, Jacob Wilson in the 51. Let's get now with the 3 of Latham Joyner, who brought home second place tonight. Latham, Joshua up in the booth. Good second place tonight. How you feeling about it? What ultimately came into play the most there? Would it be overall speed, or do you think it came down to that pit strategy?
Probably definitely overall speed, because I made a gain obviously coming out of pit road. I ended up finishing 9 seconds back, but those last 2 or 3 laps I kind of just brought it home. It just came out, I think it was about 14 seconds back, and I got it down to 5 there, and he's definitely, he was running 11.2s in the race, so you can say he was a second faster than me based off my qualifying time. I do think I got a little bit faster throughout the race, but so we'll just say he was about 8 tenths faster than me a lap. So I think that worked out better, really, because the track temp was really hot. So that's why I went just as long as the fuel could go. I really just think he was just faster. You see he started 18th. He won the race. He pretty much had everybody covered. I saw him coming through the field, and I was like, okay, so we're pretty much racing up here for second if he gets to us, and then obviously he just short pit me so he could get in front of me, and then of course I never saw him again after that.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, it was a heck of a drive from both of you, of course, and these road courses can be a little bit unpredictable. You know, it handles one way, one lap, then all of a sudden one just very tiny mistake and you'll be into the wall in tight quarters. But Latham, tell us a little bit about how the car was handling this evening, what your thoughts were on the overall race for yourself.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, this is probably the hardest I've tried on a road course because I just wanted to see how close I could get to Brock, with him coming up through the field. And then when obviously he got behind me, I kind of locked in there, held him behind me for a couple laps till he pitted. Overall, I had fun. It's definitely the hardest I've driven, and honestly, probably only like the second or third league race I've done in almost 4 years of league racing at a road course where I haven't spun out. So I was happy with that. And the car just built tight. I think it actually suited me a little bit because I just started backing up the corners more and more and more, and it actually kept having drive in it, so you could get on it earlier than you normally can. Normally, you're almost wrecking coming out of the corners. But I actually had pretty good drive and grip on them late runs. The nose started getting a little bit light. You couldn't get it to turn. But, yeah, I mean, I had fun. Obviously, I was a bit in no man's land. Raced with Christian there at the beginning, and that was fun, trying to push him. And then him getting behind me, I think he just ended up making a mistake. And then I was in no man's land for the rest of the race.
For sure, man. I mean, you had a heck of a drive, which, I mean, no surprise. We're used to seeing that every week out of the three and that car. So before we let you go, enjoy this podium finish here at Watkins Glen. Anyone you'd like to thank or shout out tonight, sir?
Yeah, I just want to thank Elite's Cuts by Josh Evans Racing, JH Graphical Design, and Excalibur Racing Engines. And I just want to shout out the Kentucky men's basketball team with their first year head coach making the Sweet 16 and beat the game on Friday and Sunday, and hopefully they make the Final Four.
Right on, man. Well, best of luck to them, and enjoy this one. Go enjoy that. That sounds like a ton of fun. And we'll see you back out here next week, sir.
Yes, sir.
Once again, folks, that was the second place finish. I'm so used to saying winner. That was your second place finisher this evening, the 3 of Latham Joyner. And now, let's get with your winner, the 05 of Brock Morris. Brock, man.
How's it going?
Woo! Okay, I got to ask, we're going to lead it off with this. I have to assume that the plan for tonight was not to start 18th after not putting in a qualifying time, right?
Yeah, you're absolutely correct. I was hoping to start on the front row and have a less eventful night. But yeah, I mean, it all worked out in the end, so I can't complain at all. And I had a good time doing it.
Heck yeah, man. I mean, we had a blast watching you just zoom through the field that first initial run, and then ultimately building to chasing Latham down just to watch you go in pit road live on air and then decide, okay, well now how long till Latham pits, and is Brock going to have the speed or the time to be able to chase him down? And I mean, obviously you made it look easy out there, man. Really, really cool. I having a feeling about how the car was feeling. You drove up 17 spots from where you started. But walk us through what was going through your mind after 2 disappointing qualifying efforts there, just to know, hey, okay, I'm starting 18th. I can still do this. What was the mentality then of how you were going to do it?
So the thing that was running through my head and always runs through when I'm starting mid-pack is you can't win the race on lap 1, turn 1. So just survive lap 1, turn 1, and then race from lap 2. So I was seeing a lot of action going on into turn 1, and I think I stuck my nose in maybe, but I was trying to stay out of it best I could. And then from once we were past there and we were strung out a little bit more, it was go time. So that was the strategy. Then I got up to Latham. I was looking, I thought I may be able to pass him at some point, but I ultimately decided to go for the undercut because I felt like if I was able to stretch my legs a little bit on some clean tires, I could get an advantage and get to the lead and hold him at bay for the rest of the race. And it seems to have worked out.
Yeah, I would assume so. Played it perfectly, man. It was a lot of fun to watch. And I got to ask as well, are you primarily a road racer? Or are you primarily?
Yes, I am.
Yeah, okay. I was like, there's no way a primary oval guy comes out here and drives this thing like you did tonight. But this is your first race with us in the Top Tier Racing Series, right?
Yes, it is. I got a couple friends in here, and they sent me over the schedule, and I immediately saw Watkins Glen, Bristol Dirt, and Sonoma, and I got those circled. So you'll probably see me those there too.
Right on, man. Well, you got it done tonight. We'll look forward to the next time, which is next week, actually. If I'm not mistaken, Bristol Dirt, right?
Yep.
Yeah, man, we go from Watkins Glen to Bristol Dirt. That's going to be interesting for everybody, needless to say. But, yeah, who do you know in the series here?
I know Jacob Wilson, Jorge, all the revved up guys. I race with them in a couple other leagues, and we just have a good time. Nick and Dylan and all those guys. So, yeah.
Very cool. Right on, man. Well, you're 1 for 1 in the Trisha's Learning Center Gen 6 series. I'd say 100% win-loss record is a pretty good stat to have. And before we let you go pop the champagne in victory lane and enjoy this one, anyone you'd like to thank or shout out this evening?
Absolutely. I'd like to thank Race Deck, first of all, Kettering Esports, Big Block Sound, Kiefer Foundation, and then all the boys at Kettering that are watching right now, all my friends. I'm glad you guys could see me win one of these damn things before the semester was up. So I'll be back in a couple minutes, but yeah.
Heck yeah, man. That's really cool. I'm glad you had some friends join in to watch a race. Hopefully they enjoyed the show. I apologize to them for me if they tuned out already for absolutely massacring the attempt to play our national anthem tonight. I'm heartbroken about that, but you know, technology will behave the way it wants to no matter how much you plan and try to figure out the way it should.
Oh, I know that too well, man. My computer was acting up all evening before this race. I was scared I couldn't make it.
Well, I'm glad you did make it, man. It was fun to watch. Love the paint job. Really, really cool.
Thank you.
And yeah, go enjoy this one, and we'll talk to you. We'll see you at least next week. And if it's anything like tonight, we'll talk to you next week as well, sir.
All right. I sure hope so.
Right on, man. Have a good night.
All right. Thank you. You too.
Yep, thank you. Once again, folks, that was your winner, the 05 of Brock Morris. 1 for 1, man. 1 race, 1 win. Really, really cool stuff, man. Good to have this league growing. And, man, shout out to the whole field. I know a lot of people had some problems tonight, but a lot of people, everyone that could, stayed out and absolutely crushed it, put in every single lap that they possibly could cross the line for. And 23 members on the grid tonight, folks, for a road course race. Why is that substantial? There was a time in this series where road course would draw about 12. And so we nearly doubled what we were used to, and everyone came out very clean. Exciting racing all the way through the field, just like the rest of the season has been. And we finally got some really exciting racing up front there for the time being. And pit strategy came into play to ultimately determine who had a really good shot at winning this thing. But anyway, we're going to close out here tonight, folks. It's been an absolute blast. Once again, this was the conclusion of the Only Easy Day was Yesterday 100, brought to you by Check 6 Motorsports. And if you tuned in late, go back, watch our interview with the real racing boys of Check 6 Motorsports. That was a lot of fun. We were short on time. We squeezed in every bit that we possibly could. But we're going to have them back. No doubt about that. I promise you. And again, from me, deepest apologies on really just not delivering on the national anthem. That is not what I had planned, and that's not what our nation deserves. That's not what any of you deserved either. And I'm going to fix that. We're going to do it again, and we're going to do it the right way. I promise you that. But for everyone here at the Trisha's Learning Center Gen 6 Series, Royalty Racing Network, we'd like to thank you for tuning in. Now, a word from our sponsors, of course. I'd like to take the time to shout out our lead sponsor, which I don't have for some reason, just yet another problem. But anyway, Trisha's Learning Center being the title sponsor of the Gen 6 series this season, we appreciate you and your staff for everything that you do at Trisha's Learning Center since 1990 for ages 0 to 12, after school programs, daycare, everything in between. Really, really nice work there, Trisha's Learning Center. Appreciate all of you there. And Majestic Promotional and Branded Apparel, whether you run a company, a government agency, sports team, or even a virtual race team, turn every item into a statement with Majestic Promotional and Branded Apparel. Comment for details or message me and we'll get you hooked up. And finally, SM Racing Products. Take your sim racing experience to the next level with custom-made button boxes, dashboards, flag lights, and more with SM Racing Products. Check them out now at sm-racingproducts.com. And as always, use promo code ROYALTY at checkout for 20% off of your purchase of over $150 and more. It really is an awesome deal. Got myself a couple SM Racing products, I will say. But yes, for all of us here at Trisha's Learning Center Gen 6 Series, Top Tier Racing, and of course Royalty Racing Network, we hope you have a good rest of your evening. Drafty Beef should be back at it tomorrow night for the round 2 kickoff race of the SCSRA. That'll be a lot of fun. And then F-Bomb, Nick Bomb, whatever you want to call him, he'll be back on Saturday night with the 3rd race of the NOMA Cup Series. So we'll see you then. Everyone have a good rest of the week, and I'll see you later. Good night.